We're back here to talk today a little bit about the tools themselves, and I would like to share a real brief story with you. And I'm going to average out a story, but there's a lot of stories that feed into this one. And it's about how surprising results occur from nature connection mentoring. And in the early years when we first started doing this work, from 1983 up until mid-90s or so, there wasn't really any understanding in the mainstream, especially in New Jersey, which is where this work comes from, about why this work was critical, and most parents didn't really understand it. So very often kids came to our programs because and we were like their last resort. They tried this, they tried that. Let's put them in this program where the nature people are, because at least they're nice and they'll have a nice day outside and it'll be good. They'll come back with nice rosy cheeks, and that'll be better than them just wasting away. So we had a lot of that kind of response to our work early on, and we became sort of seen as maybe an alternative babysitting service. But in doing this, we often got results that surprised even us. We would just do the basic core routines as found in Coyote's Guide. We'd do this work with the kids on a daily basis, which to them felt like play, and to us really was play. I mean, we were basically creating unstructured time within a structured program, out in nature, having them climb trees, wander in the forest, do a little animal tracking, doing sit-spot time, learning bird language, sitting around fires, telling stories, day after day, week after week. And the results were really actually quite astounding. We had examples of a child who had a really difficult time with reading comprehension, who was falling way behind his peer group. And after a couple of years of immersion in a program based on Coyote's Guide, suddenly he had outstanding reading comprehension. And we didn't really address that. It was through the art of tracking that some connections were made. Now the research in neurology understands why this is so, but in those days we didn't quite understand it. There's a lot of stories like that. And what I'm going to do today is introduce you to a couple of friends in the area where we work now in the Bay Area with our Nature Connection Mentoring Foundation. And you're going to get to meet Wendolyn and Karen. And Karen works with adults and young people in her neighborhood, and she does applied permaculture. Her son Drew is a graduate of the RDNA program, which is a permaculture program where I work now. And between them, they designed this beautiful kids' garden in the neighborhood, and Karen does marvelous work with kids there, and she also does great stuff through her work and connecting people to a sense of place. And then Wendolyn Bird does incredible work with little kids, and I've always said she's extremely gifted working with that 3 to 5 year old age range. She just does fantastic work, and everybody who has little kids would really wish for Wendolyn in their neighborhood as the auntie to your children, because she's really picked up this Coyote mentoring stuff and taken it a long way. And both of them apply tools that you could learn yourselves right from Coyote's Guide. I also want to say that within Coyote's Guide, we heard your feedback. The first edition sold out pretty quickly, and we immediately started gathering feedback from people. We were very interested. How could we improve this book? How could we make it more friendly to you, the user? And how can you benefit from changes in the book, and what do you want to see? And we integrated a lot of those. We added an index, we added some color coding features so you can find your way through the book a lot faster. We made it more readable. Page count went up a little bit, but the white space increased because people asked us, could you please make it less dense? And so the information got a little better. We had a science editor go through the whole thing and just double check, kick the tires on our science. And overall, the book just got really great marks, great reviews. People are really enjoying it. And it's about to arrive. And we're really happy to send you one. If you take part in this in our Web Tools program, one will be sent to your house. And also excited to say that I'm going to personally autograph the first 200 of these. If the first 200 people who sign up get an autograph, and I'm excited to do that, and happy to get this book out to you. So yeah, thanks for joining us again, and look forward to seeing you in the next installment of our little journey through nature connection.
What I've noticed with Coyote mentoring and being outdoors, since I've done this for 16, 17 years, is that nature teaches you all this stuff. So Coyote's Guide comes from the natural world. Me being outdoors, I learned Coyote's Guide from nature. They kind of go hand in hand. And Coyote's Guide's really great because it helps the modern person put it all into perspective and get clarity. And I think the most important thing to do with Coyote's Guide when it comes to little kids is to take everything you read in that and put it in the context of play and awe and wonder and imagination and make it within yourself. Children get to feel and experience a relationship. That's it. They get to have an honest-to-God relationship with life, real life. Not a room, not a TV, not a computer, but real life. So they get to feel who they are, and they gain all those things we want them to. Self-esteem, self-confidence, deductive reasoning, problem solving, all those things that everyone's concerned about, they actually get. But they get to feel themselves, and it's real, and it's alive, and it's present, so they get happy. They get happy. Even when they're mad, they get happy because they're allowed to be. They're allowed to feel their nature in relationship to the natural world.
We've grown up in a culture as humans that has enabled us to be to be number literate, letter literate. Now we're all becoming computer literate. But when it comes to the earth, it's as if we are illiterate. And we need a new scripture that is actually going to guide us back into connection with the earth. And the Coyote Guide, to me, is the best source I've ever come across to actually teach us how to do that. So what would our life look like if we actually were living this? And that's what motivated me to actually start a year-long exploration program called Exploring a Sense of Place. And I do that as a program that's offered to the public for adults, but I also am doing that with this 1/6 of an acre that has nourished our family. One day I just thought, well, I'm just going to make this the neighborhood children's garden. So we've actually named it. It's the Dana Meadows Organic Children's Garden. And it's like, it took a little while to kind of get this concept across, but it's like their garden. This isn't my garden anymore. It's all of our garden. The authority here is really the garden. And they've planted it. And so when you plant and care for something, you care for it in a different way. You don't just use it, And we can enhance. It's not like, I think in a lot of environmental work, there's this perception that, the human's bad and the earth would be better without us. And it's like, oh, no. The earth brought us forth because with a level of consciousness that if we work with it, we can actually enhance it. But we need to know what it's about and respect it first.
Well, I hope you enjoyed what Wendolyn and Karen had to say. I know I did. And very excited to talk to you one more time just about what we're doing with the web tools that we're about to offer you to help you, if you're a mentor, a teacher, a parent, and you want to bring these tools to your community, to your families. We're offering you some really important teachings that are not in Coyote's Guide. We like to think of it as the secrets of Coyote teaching. These are things that come from the lineage of Coyote teaching that we didn't put in writing yet, that I think you'll really appreciate. So they expand on Coyote's Guide, and at the same time, they help simplify your ability to access the material within there. How can I get right into this book and know exactly where to start, because the book itself is a bit overwhelming. I understand that. It is a bit of a textbook, and we knew that. We wanted to make sure that it had the material needed in it to serve whoever was doing whatever work outdoors with people and connecting to nature. So, we're excited about sharing these tools with you, and we look forward to the next installment of this journey.